All right. Hello, guys. How are you? This is Coach Jay. Hey, and I'm out here, guys, getting in these steps and doing what it takes. And hopefully you can see me. Okay, hopefully you guys can see me all right. I am going to give you a quick tip on how to do it all, because a lot of times, and everybody welcome, I can't really see the names and walk and talk today, so welcome to everyone, and anybody that you feel could benefit, please feel free to swipe left or right, up or down, and share. And thank you for the comments. I'll definitely read each of them when I am settled, but I have like 8 minutes before I've got to get off the track and I've got an appointment. So here is the question. The question is how to do it all. Like, how do you, for example, and I got this from one of my coaching students this morning, and the question was, okay, I see you're getting into real estate, and I know you're building a mega network marketing business, and then you also, you're taking care of your mom, and I've got some other sideline projects going as well. So the question was, their question was a girl and her husband, young lady and her husband, and the question was, okay, well, how do you do it all? So first things first, I'm going to tell you that everybody has time, right? So first things first, everybody has time. Hey, y'all, everybody has time. And I don't care what they tell you, I don't have time to fit it in. Listen, we all have 24 hours, and there's nobody busier. Well, there may be a few people busier than Oprah Winfrey, but the lady gets it all done, right? So everybody has time. And my mentor, and I am coached and mentored by a beast. We call him the alien, Phil Gerdes. And what he says is you can do it all. But what happens is that we have to be smart. So number one, everybody has time, right? No matter how busy we are, there are things in our lives that we can carve out that don't do us any good, right? They're not like real benefactors for us. So there are things that we can actually carve out. So the first thing is you got to get your mind right. Like, you've got to tell yourself, I can do this. I can make the time. I can fit it in. And there are things in our lives that we call productive, where we spend productive time. And then there are things in our lives where we spend non-productive time. So for example, you'll see my Chihuahua is in here. Say hi, Wall Street, right? So I know he's got to get exercise. I know he needs to be outside a certain amount of time per day. I know I need to get on Periscope. I also know I need to get some steps in, and because I'm being challenged by this friend of mine named Margie down in Atlanta. So what do? Well, maximize your time. Number two, you've got to think. So number one, everybody has time. So do you. And then number two, you've got to think. You've got to organize your life. Like, as I was thinking about what to tell you guys, what came to my mind was, you've got to run your life like an executive, right? I was talking to a friend of mine this weekend, and we were talking about like how everything is a business relationship. Like, you kind of got to organize everything. I don't, whether it's parenting, whether it's being the best spouse, whether it's being the best son or daughter, you kind of got to orchestrate and organize everything. So you've got to think, how can I best maximize this time? So what does that mean? That means number three, you've got to plan. Like, you can't just wake up and hope life goes in the direction that you want it to go. You can't just wake up and just hope things fall the way you want it to fall. You've got to take control. So I'm going to suggest the Miracle Morning. And I don't, whether you're a network marketer or not is of no consequence. I'm going to suggest a book called The Miracle Morning. Because, guys, when we take control of our time, when we plan, when we set tasks, when we journal, my mentor taught us this weekend about bullet journaling, then you begin to take control of your life. But you've got a plan. So what do I need to do? When does it need to be done? Because you got to prioritize. Because everything that's urgent ain't important. Everything that's urgent ain't important is what my grandma used to say. So, and she used to say, don't put off what's important for what comes up as urgent. Because a lot of times it's not really that urgent. So you got to plan. So when you look at, before you lay your head on your pillow, and you've made sure you hit your goals, right? Because you don't set a goal that you're not going to go and hit. Yes? Right. So you've made sure you hit your goals. You also want to journal what you got done, what you didn't get done. You want to look at your day, what was important that didn't get completed, put it at the top of the list for tomorrow, and then you want to write that down. But then after you make your list, you've got to kind of determine what's more important, what can be done, what should be done, what would I just like to get done, because some of that stuff can be put off later. But in order to do it all, you got to know what it all is. And you know what? should have started this by telling you, you're going to need to get yourself some goals. Like if you don't know what your goals are and what you're trying to go to, then you don't know what you need to do to get there. Then you don't know what task you need to assign yourself. So like, what are your goals? It is the 16th of the month. Happy birthday to me. So I turned 37 again. Yeah, and yeah, I was that last year too. But here's the thing. You've got to have some goals. You've got 15 days to close out the month of March. What are you trying to do by that 15th day? So I was talking to a girlfriend, Jewel of mine, this morning, and she was telling me what she's looking to do by the end of the month. And listen, that's how you know you're on track, if you know what you're planning on doing. But if you're clueless, how in the world do you know if you have time? How in the world do you be smart about it? And how in the world do you make a plan? So make sure you got some goals. All right, so you set the plan. You know I've got to take care of this for the family, this for my business, this for real estate, this for my mom. And you start going through and executing. So give you a case in point. When you work for yourself and you work from home, your parents, my mom and dad, love y'all, they think that means that I have all the time in the world to run all the errands in the world, right? So what they'll do is they'll ask me to do all this stuff. So mom hands me her bank card today and she's like, you going to Walmart? And my first answer was, of course, not if I don't have to. But so she hands me her bank card and she's like, well, you know, I'm gonna send you a list of the stuff I need done. Well, the old Janice would have said, okay, well, you know what, let me run on out there and knock it out. The new Janice says that has to be done on, and here's number 4, guys, you got to know what your money making time is. If you work, you automatically know it's 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7:30 to 3:30. But if you're in business for yourself, like particularly if you're in network marketing, guys, money making time runs from about 7 a.m. to 9 or 10 p.m. So in that money making time, I've got to be able to work even when I'm exercising. So I can't be in Walmart during money making time unless she needs it right then. So when would I go to Walmart? Tonight after 10 o'clock, right? When I'm going to be Facebooking people, right? So money making time, know when your time is important to earn income. I know I can't call real estate clients, at 10 o'clock at night. So it's got to fall in my money making time. So number 1, everybody has time. Number 2, you got to be smart. You got to start thinking. You got to start mapping your life out like an executive. Like if you were your boss, would you fire you? If your boss came in today and looked at your calendar for next week and this week and last week, would you still be an employee tomorrow? That's how you got to look at you, because the only person you're in competition with is you. The person you're doing this is for you and your family, whatever you're doing. And you got to make sure you're on your A game. So you got to be smart. Then you got to plan. But here's the thing. I remember back in the day, I make all these lists, child. I had lists galore, like lists everywhere, right? I'm making all these lists, and then I wouldn't look at the list. Like, JP, what sense did that make, right? Make the list. Well, make the plan. Your list, and then you got to look at the list and execute. And when I say prioritize, because I meant to tell you guys this, you got to do what's important, hard, and that you don't want to do first. Do what's important, that's hard, and what you don't want to do. Do those things first, and then go to the things that are second most important and then third most important. The old Janice would do all the fun stuff first and come back and do the hard stuff, right? Or put it off again until tomorrow. The new Janice is on it like an Easter bonnet. And guys, that's what I want you to do. I've been mentored by a guy who says you can do it all. Just do it all. And when I called and said, well, I don't see how, he says, figure it out. So I love you guys. I've got to get to this appointment, so I got to go. But you have an incredible day. Oh, and number 4, of course, money making time. You've got to know when is your money making time, and in that time you got to do things that earn you money. And in our business, it's either getting a customer or getting a partner. So you're either talking to a customer, talking to a potential partner, inviting somebody to a presentation, sharing your products. That's money making time. Our company pays us for product movement and bringing in, reps. So, and then probably if you're in network marketing, that's what you get paid for too. So I love you. Peace out. Gotta go. Coach JP coming at you at Coach JP Speaks. You can follow me on Facebook at Janice Elisa Parker. But I have got to roll. If you found this information valuable, please share it with somebody that you know. And in the meantime, right? Listen, you got one shot at making this the best life ever. You got one shot. I'm going to challenge you to do what? take the shot. We'll talk to you soon. Very beautiful. God is good.